On today's Witch Word of the Day, Kevin, I'm going to expose you to a book series that my little bitch of a sister for a year now literally has told me, you need to read this, And I was like, fuck off, little bitch of a sister. And finally I'm reading it, and I'm already on book 2. It's so good. There's 5 books. The word of the day is winnowing. Winnowing is a powerful Fae ability for instant teleportation, like folding space to step from one place to another, used by strong high Fae like Rasand, Feyre, and Lucian to travel vast distances quickly. Though it's draining, and some like Cassian cannot do it to their Illyrian heritage. It's a rare innate magic not tied to a specific court, requiring immense personal power and focus, with abilities varying by individual. So there you go. I just said like 4 names at you that make no sense to you because you don't even know what these books are.
Where are they? What's the title? Yeah.
The first one's called A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm sure some of our spellworders have probably read them because they're very popular. And what really draws me in is the writer, Sarah Moss, was inspired by fairy tales. So the first one is very like Beauty and the Beast and then Cinderella. And the second one is very like Hades and Persephone. So I'm definitely like hooked. And it's kind of a love triangle, and I'm Team Rasand.
Oh, titillated.
Right.
Thank you.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
Can you hear the words of the witches? Yeah, the words of the witches.
Welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published lore of the Charmed universe.
In this night and in this hour, we call upon our fanboy power, bringing education and stupefaction to all of you.
Together, we will use our knowledge and reverence abundantly, but also find ourselves sassy and delightful.
Which is why we will truly be charmed.
All right! So, welcome, spellworders, to Words of the Witches, episode 163. I am Kevin, your resident Charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I am waiting for a UPS delivery that's supposed to be here within 7 minutes.
Wow, so you will have to get that soon.
If it shows up, I doubt it at this point. But just a heads up.
Okay. It's just us today, no guests. Hello. Today is going to be what are we talking about? Issue 19 today, whatever. Whenever you listen to this, day or night.
Yes.
Or afternoon. So I do have some manner keeping to go over, but I do want to go over the poll first. This was a write-in poll, so I asked if Prue was a Omakua or a spirit animal guide, what animal would she be? And we got some fun responses. So on YouTube, we have Serax Kingdom says a crow. That's with the whole black hair, the raven hair. I get that. Gloria Guidance says a black panther. Couldn't find a panther emoji. Bernard JKD says fox. And Comrade Mime says, in terms of familiar, so now they're saying this as like if she had an animal guide herself. So kind of misinterpreted the question, but it's fine. I think she'd have a big ass dog, like the kind people are scared to walk past on the street.
Nice.
And on Instagram, we got a bunch of them. I Make Jelly says a Doberman, as Leo said. J3 Alliance says Black Leopard. We got White Dog from Alan Dowdy. We have Gone International says Owl. Life Through a Click says Tiger. Murphy, Brandon, Kyle Murphy. Well, Brandon Kyle Murphy says Lioness. Yeah. And then Wolf, fiercely loyal, fiercely territorial, and very majestic from K. Larson 15. So, yeah. Interesting kind of things.
Yeah.
Do you have any manner keeping before I go into my manner keeping?
You can't just vanquish an entire house, especially not our house. People are gonna notice.
Manner keeping.
Well, the problem isn't the manner. It's the manner in which he was treated.
A good witch is a clean witch.
Okay, I'll give you this. This surprised me. It has nothing to do with Charmed or Witches. But I learned this past week that apparently Disney is a little afraid for Avatar not doing well. So they purposely pushed the Doomsday trailer back in order to not have it overshadow Avatar. And in order to try to make Avatar do better, there's going to be 3 trailers released 1 week apart in front of Avatar to try to get people to go see it. And each trailer will focus on a different team. So one of them's going to focus on the X-Men, which I'm excited about.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into some manner keeping that I had. First of all, there's something last episode that I completely missed because I just was answering the question. We were taking that season 1 quiz. Do you remember we were taking the season 1 quiz? But then there was this question all of a sudden about what team that Dan Gordon played for. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not season 1. What is that doing in that quiz?
That's season 2.
We just answered the question. Yeah. So I was like, magazine. And I was so like in the zone of just answering questions, like, oh yes, I know. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't even think about it. And then Legion said sometime in that episode that Prue died in morality bias. I'm like, no, that didn't happen. So but he also confessed that his memory was really lacking. So
yeah, I don't trust anyone who pretends to be Iceman's boyfriend when they're not.
And do you remember when I talked about the Charmed Pops that were coming out?
Yes.
Well, I have the first batch now in front of me. I have them. They're official. They're perfectly disgusting. Perfectly revolting. I hate them so much. I don't think I made it clear last time when I announced them that I am not a fan of Pops very much. I think they're generally ugly, but these are even bad for pop standards. So even if you were a Pop fan, I think you wouldn't like these. These are getting pretty much hated on. But so you have Prue that's in her blinded by a white letter outfit with her hands up, like as if she was Piper almost. Like it's kind of a Piper move.
Yeah.
So people don't like that. I think Phoebe's probably the most successful one. This is her Charmed Again outfit. She's kind of taken off after Grams a lot in this outfit, but I remember that. It was a fun little look for her.
Oh, I would have put Phoebe in a much different outfit. That one does not scream Phoebe. Like, even though she wore it, it's not like her typical.
Yeah. It's super strange. And the same with Prue. She wore this for like 2 scenes in an episode near the end of the episode. So people wouldn't recognize this.
Yeah.
And this is a Piper in her season 5 promo picture. A lot of people thought this was Coyote Piper, which I can see that, but it is a little bit different. It is her season 5 promo picture outfit. And then she's holding the Book of Shadows here, but the Book of Shadows is backwards. A lot of people do this where it's backwards. It's facing the wrong direction. It doesn't open like that. So yeah, I have them in my collection. Cole and Balthazar hopefully to come. And I just want to pack them away and never look at them again.
Yeah, I find that a weird choice, too. I would have had Phoebe hold the book. I feel like she's more connected to it than Piper.
Especially in that outfit, because she was very specific with the Book of Shadows, casting spells in that outfit.
Yeah.
She cast the enchantment spell in that outfit.
You know I'm upset, though, that there's no page, but maybe it's better from what they did to these 3.
Yeah, and they probably will do... I just can foresee them doing another round. They never did the Page Mego dolls either. Remember those ugly Mego dolls?
What do you mean ugly?
They never did a Page one of those either. So it's interesting. Paige was never made in this or the dolls, but then they never made a Prue in the action figures. So it's kind of worked out. There's 2 different stages of action figures, and there's no Prue in those. So technically, they're even.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our issue this episode. Today we're talking about Charmed Magazine, issue 19, Perfect Rose. Speaking of Paige Rose. And this was published September 18th, 2007, with editor Helena Gregory is back. We have one designer, Daniel Burra. We have writers Ian Spelling, Brian Cairns, Kate Anderson, Kate Lloyd, and Natalie Browning. And yeah, that's what we got going. Let me read to you this week's Helen note.
Oh, hell.
I don't know how you want. I don't know how to do Helen now, because now we did her twice. We did her British and we did her in like Dazzler voice.
Love it.
So I guess I'll do your Dazzler voice to mimic what you did last week. So, or last episode. Actually, it was last week. We're doing this. Yeah, follow your heart. Because we're kind of sliding this one in a week after, just to get back on our regular scheduled programming, because we had some goofy things happen. So here's Helen. Hi guys. We've all been really excited about this month's issue. We got to speak to the lovely Rose McGowan about her Hollywood career. Rose was really nice and had so many stories of her time on Charmed. Check out our interview with her on page 14. Something I loved about the show was watching all of the cool bands that Piper managed to book to appear at P3 every week. Being a Cranberries fan, my favorite episode was when they appeared in the season 2 episode, She's a Man, Baby, a Man. Do you have a favorite P3 act? To jog a memory, take a look at our guide to some of the best bands from the show. Something else we all loved about the show were the fantastic visual effects that we used to blow things up and give the girls their powers. Without a visual effects team, Paige wouldn't have been able to orb, and Prue wouldn't have been able to blow demons. Ew. That's canonical, first of all. Anyway.
It's just to blow up demons, you pervert.
Yeah. But it's also Piper who does that, not Prue.
I know.
But yeah, Prue wouldn't be able to blow demons up. As part of our regular A Day in the Life of series, we've been talking to effects supervisor Stephen Lebed about the show, and he let us into some sexy secrets from the show's finale. I added the sexy part. Imagine suddenly developing an extra penis. I mean, magical powers. Wouldn't that be cool? You could reverse time if you slept in or froze your boss while when he annoyed you. Remember when Billie first started using her powers? It took her a while to control them, but luckily she had the charmed ones to help her. And now Billie shares her expertise with us, all thanks to our guide to witchcraft. If you suddenly discovered you had magical powers, what would you do with them? This is something we've been talking about in the Charmed magazine office, and the majority opinion is that we would have the power of mind control, and we'd make Brad Kern do another season of the show. Let us know what powers you would want and how you would use them. See you next time, Helen. So wonderful. And there's the contents page. See, I'm just showing the pictures now because we don't have to read these anymore. But yeah, beautiful things to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got some news.
All right, the Bay Mirror. So Alyssa has become an advocate for awareness on neglected tropical diseases. She said she attended like a meeting where they were talking about it, and she learned that billions of people were affected by this in other countries. This is basically just a bunch of different diseases that nobody really focuses on. So she's starting that up. The Leo Rising novel is coming soon, Kevin, and it's only $6.99. Good luck finding it for that price today.
I know, those books were... Right? I mean, and that's actually more expensive. That was like later books. When they first came out, they were only like $3.99, $4.99 when I first started getting the books. Now this was like, many years later and nearing the end of their run. But Leo Rising was such a good book. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Drew and Brian sign my copy of it, so I'm gonna get Wes to sign it when I see him in Paris.
Nice. So yeah, that's the one, just to jog people's memory, where Leo summons the future Chris and Wyatt to team up with him.
Yeah, so cool.
Or was it the future Chris that was already there? When did it take place? What season?
Took place in season 7, so yeah, he summoned both of them.
All right. And also, Julian McMahon is set to appear in Rise of the Silver Surfer. Well, actually, it had just come out, and it was getting mixed reviews. I think it's better than the first one, but still not great. And then
Yeah.
Charmed has gone into syndication, so it's starting to be played multiple times around the world. Yay!
Yes. I actually love this picture of them because it's kind of like, it's almost like if Michael Bailey Smith was there in his Ben Grimm. Although he wasn't the guy in the suit in the original one, but still.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun.
I see what you mean. That's fine.
Oh, now we have our Ask Phoebe section, our infamous Ask Phoebe section.
Oh no.
With creepy ass pictures of this clown. I don't like it. Why? All right. So the first letter this time around was about this girl named Sarah who's 24 who has this crush on her coworker, and she's like, how do I tell my best friend I love him? Okay. And then and Phoebe's just like, open your mouth and say something, girl.
Yeah.
And then the second one was this Melanie, 17. She's been dating this guy for, I guess, over 3 years. And now he's just depressed. He just has no energy to do anything. And he's not the guy I fell in love with. And then Phoebe's like, have you thought about that he was depressed? Does he have problems? Does he have, like, a trauma in his life? Did you ask him these things? Yeah, and so it was like, maybe he needs to get to a doctor, something like that. And so she was kind of telling her to be a little bit more understanding and help him through whatever he's dealing with. Nice. And then we have this girl. What was this? Oh yeah, Joey. Her name is Joey, but she is a girl. And she's like, I want to be an actress. It's just like Dawson's Creek. That's probably where they got it from.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And she's like, yeah, I played Snow White in 8th grade, and ever since I was like, I found the bug. And I got some gigs, but they want me to do a commercial where I play a clown. How terrible. I don't think I'm going to do it. And then Phoebe's like, you should do it.
Yeah,
because
you idiot.
Every job is important. So yeah, those were your fake Phoebe letters of the day.
I found the Melanie one so weird, thinking like it sounded like a girl in her mid-20s, like living with her boyfriend, being like, we've been dating 3 years and he's depressed. Right. But say she's 17, I'm like, no, there's no 17-year-old that's going through this.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Like, I don't know. I hate this section. I don't know why they started this.
It kind of feels to me like she has a gallery of pictures she can choose from, so she writes the stories to like, why is there a clown? Why is there a clown? So yeah, I feel like she wrote that.
She probably does. Yeah, she sees the picture. She's like, okay, what story can I write with this picture that I'm looking at on my wall?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right, but let's move on to Perfect Rose. So I don't know if you know this, but Rose's favorite episode is Charm Noir. Did you know that? They actually didn't say that in this.
I know, how refreshing.
Yeah,
they gave it a rest finally.
Finally. She was asked, like, because Paige is so similar to Rose, they asked, like, do the writers write Paige to be like Rose, or does Rose bring Rose to Paige? And she kind of said a little bit of both, and she talked about how she thought that the scene with her, like, coming out to Henry about being a witch was, like, not right for her, so she basically, like, wrote it herself and, like, wrote it to be a little more goofy. I love that.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful scene, and she maybe ad-libbed it in the moment too, and then just like we're keeping it, because it's so. I actually used that moment in the musical. That's one of the memories that she goes back to. So hearing this actually makes that even more powerful to me, and I'm very happy that it's in there.
Yay! Nice. Yeah. It's funny, like when you find out some of the moments that are ad-libbed, like finding out that. I just forgot her name. Madeline Kahn. Her whole like Miss Scarlet or Miss White rant with the flames on the side of my face. That was all ad-libbed. Like, And that's like the line that all of us gays love
Iconic.
from Clue, you know?
Yeah. I hated her so much.
Oh, I have an idea for that. I need to tell you after this. I think it's funny, but I don't want anybody to steal it, and I trust
Okay.
you.
Okay. Nice.
Rose also talked about at the time she was filming. This is crazy to me. She was filming Grindhouse, so she was literally flying to Texas to work on Grindhouse, and then she'd fly to LA to work on Charm during the day, like nights there, days here. And she lost like 8 pounds, which for how much she weighed was a lot, because she went from like 106 to 98 pounds. And yeah, she said that for the first time ever, they had to like use a filter on her just because she didn't look good. And she said when she saw the footage without the filter, she's like, "Oh damn, girl, you need to get it together."
Yeah. I mean, Overdrive.
Yeah. And then I want to watch this movie now, Black Oasis. It's all about Susan
Yeah.
Cabot, who was like a B-list like actress back in the day. And this movie actually had Rose in it as Susan Cabot, and she had like dwarfism, but like not to the most degree, but she was still like a dwarf. And she like I guess had a son who was even more severely dwarfed than she was, so like she
Right.
became obsessed with like trying to make him taller and all this stuff, and I guess he like ended up murdering her. So it sounds very
Yeah.
interesting. I want to watch it.
And it's almost like it's very kind of weird considering the Rob Reiner news that just came out, and like this weird timely thing. Although that felt very tragic. I don't know this story. I don't know if this kid was like pushed by her. Maybe he was getting tired of the whole tall stuff that was going on. I don't know how their dynamic was. So that's be interesting to know more about. So I do want to watch this movie. Cool. And oh yeah, you were done. Okay. I will say I love the designs of this issue. They're all kind of the same, but just having the nice assortment of pictures on the sides are so beautiful. And he does it throughout the entire issue. So I really like it a lot. Now we have, oh yeah, One Night Only. This beautiful P3 feature. It is nice to feature, like, have these pictures of the bands and mention the bands, but it didn't really offer much of anything other than saying, here's who played at P3. So there's some great pictures here. So I just wrote down the bands that were emboldened in this issue. So they mentioned the Donnas, Dishwalla, the Cranberries, the Goo Goo Dolls, Pat Benatar, Bare Naked Ladies, Smash Mouth, Collective Soul, Beth Orton, Michelle Branch. Yeah. So all those people played and they did amazing things on the show. That's all you need to know. Do you have any favorites from those?
I used to listen to Dishwalla a lot, but really just that one song that was their hit, Counting Blue Cars. I did get really into the Goo Goo Dolls. I hate to sound like that person, but I listened to their music a lot before Iris, before they got big, just because I felt like it was a little more raw and less like commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the Cranberries, of course. I did find it interesting because it did talk about, though, how dishwalla comes from a Native American term of a person who uses illegal equipment to descramble a television signal and share it with their neighbors. I was like, what? There's a word for this?
I mean, they probably found that out on some random, or they had some kind of techie around, and they're like, oh, that's amazing. No one will know what that is. I love that. You know, perfect band name.
All right, ready for some Forever Grams?
Yes. Look at her with her white hair. She has white hair, and she's never had white hair in Charmed, but if you go meet her these days, she'll have her natural white hair. So, it's just funny.
So Forever Grams with the white hair, she talked about how her cousin Phil like traveled to come accompany her to the rap party, and she was like just having the greatest time. It was at a restaurant, and then they went to like an after party, and cousin Phil, he's so old. He was so tired by 3 a.m. and she had to go home.
Yeah, he's from Illinois because that's her hometown is in Illinois, which is kind of fun. Not too
Oh,
far
that
from
is
me.
fun. Close to you. She jokingly said Graham should have had a scene where she went to South America in search of Antonio Banderas, and he would be a demon, and she'd have a tango dance with him, and he would just fall madly in love with her, but then she would defeat him to save the sisters.
I loved that so much.
Yeah. For some reason, she never brought up to Brad Kern, though.
Yeah. Then they go to fly Antonio Banderas. I mean, he would have been a great guest star. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was really confused, by the way, because I was super, zoomed in to read Graham's. So then I got to this, and I was like, what is going on? What am I looking
Yeah. So we have the first. It's the first half of a poster of Rose McGowan, and this was, if you recall, this is one of the pictures. I'll just flip to the other side right away. That the Charmed magazine took themselves. Their own photographers took this picture. That's why it was like cover on one side. So they're like, here, we have this. Let's make it a poster for you. But then, on the inside of the poster, we have our new family tree. I had hopes that this would be much more in depth than the other one, and it's slightly more in depth, but not much. I do like the tree background, kind of family tree line, but yeah, it's still not great.
Nope. Very bare bones.
Yeah, but at least we go before Melinda Warren. We start with Charlotte Warren, and I did count. It says the Charmed One's great grandmother, which is correct.
Oh.
I thought they would have got the incorrect.
You sounded
and
like
I
the
know that
daughter
because
in you sound like the daughter in Emperor's New Groove. Great.
yes, jumping rope with Yzma. Like, is this done yet?
I love her.
Fantastic. But I know that because in the spell they still used to bring Melinda Warren, there's a certain rhyme and flow. I know. Our great grandmother. And this added an extra great, so I knew it was correct.
Okay.
So then we have Melinda, and that gives her powers. She had all three: telekinesis, molecular immobilization, and premonition. Then we have Prudence Warren, which was her daughter. And if you remember some of the novels that we read, there was a whole Whispers from the Past where you get to see Prudence Warren a lot. Then there's Brianna Warren, who was the one who separated Gabriel, the Lord of War, from his sword. And we get to see a little bit more of her in the novel The Warren Witches. Not The War on Witches, but The Warren Witches. So there's that. Then we have Graham. So the last family tree started with Graham. So we had all these people that are added, which is a little bit nicer. Then we have Patty, and then we have Prue, Piper, Phoebe, and Paige. Nobody else. It ends with the Charmed Ones. So it's weird they didn't even go further than that when they could have. But yeah, that's what we got.
So next we have Billie's Guide. So these are her 10 rules to being a demon hunter, basically, or to becoming a witch. So rule number 1, know who to trust and who not to. Rule number 2, use your powers wisely. And of course, just like any good magazine, there's a reference to Spider-Man here. And then...
Yeah, and they even say web-slinging superhero.
Yep, exactly. They never actually say Spider-Man, do they? That's funny.
No. They just do the quote, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. Next is show no fear. And then we have learn the art of multitasking. And Billie gets a little bitchy here, but I'll allow it because she's kind of right. She's like, women's be better than multitasking than men's.
And that part I'm okay with, except canonical error. Do you know what it is?
What?
She says, it's hardly surprising that witches are always women.
Oh, I didn't notice that. You're right.
It's like, There are male witches all over a Charmed world.
Mm-hmm. You are right. I thought number 5 was like stupid and kind of a filler. Have more lives than a cat.
Stupid. Go back to college, Billie.
Yeah. Have no social life. You're gonna be so busy. Be able to kick ass in style. You have to wear cute clothes when you do it.
Yes, and no martial arts because that's even sexier too.
Oh yeah, that's more what it's about. It's
Backflips.
like, no, all you're fighting.
Oh, both of them in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Have a backstory. You have to be interesting and have something to fight for. Be
The more inks, the better.
Yeah. Be very careful when casting spells. You don't want to make something happen you didn't intend. And always be prepared. It's good advice. It's not just for Boy Scouts or Scar.
Right? I started singing when I heard that.
Yeah. All right. Top 10 Kaylee Cuoco trivia. She played Little Ellen in an episode of Ellen in 1996. She's an avid tennis player. Kaylee was nationally ranked amateur on the Southern California circuit until she switched to a full-time acting career in 2002. Kaylee has been a model and commercial actress since she was 6 years old. She was born on November 30th. She shares her birthday with actors Ben Stiller, 24's Alicia Cuthbert, and rocker Billy Idol. Her last name translates to cook in Italian. I did hear once that a lot of our last names come from like old-timey days when it described what we did. That's why there's so many people with the last name Smith, because there are so many like blacksmiths.
Oh,
so I wonder
yeah.
if it's with that same rule.
Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Candlestick maker. No. Kaylee acted in 6 Barbie doll adverts. British alert! Adverts when she was younger. Since Charm ended her most...
Is that an advertisement?
Advertisements.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Since Charm ended, her most high-profile role has been her 2 appearances in the popular TV series Prison Break. That's funny because she wasn't on Big Bang Theory yet, which is, of course, what most of us know her from. Kaylee enjoys dancing, shopping, bowling, stripping, and horse riding in her spare time. Okay, I did stripping. She won a Teen Choice Award for Breakthrough Actress in 2003, and she is set to star in a new sitcom for CBS called The Big Bang Theory alongside Johnny Galecki. The show is due to debut in the fall of 2007. There it is. I didn't notice that section when I was reading, so that was my first time.
Yeah. Like an issue or 2 ago, they say like Kaylee is she's just recorded, she filmed a new pilot for it called Big Bang Theory. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And so now it's about to debut, and the world will never be the same.
Yep.
All right. Oh, now we have our cutie patootie Alpha Gamma. Oh, I love him so much. Oh, so cute. So this is Ian Anthony Dale, who played Gamma the Avatar, and it's just they interviewed him. He recently played a skydiving instructor in The Bucket List. I remember when that movie came out. Did you ever see that movie?
I think I did, but I was trying to remember for sure, but I think I did.
Yeah, like Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman like have cancer, so they try to do all of their things on their bucket list before they die, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And he's in it a little bit, so that's cool. He was on these 2 series, Surface and Daybreak, and he said he had a lot of really good work on them. But this was interesting. He said if your show isn't reaching over 10 million viewers per episode, it won't last long. And he said too that it was kind of a drama where like you had to watch every episode to know what's going on. So if you missed one, you'll be completely lost, and that's kind of where their downfall was. So people just couldn't keep up with it. He was born in Minnesota, and he is half Japanese and half French English, which probably what is part of what makes him so cute. I just see it. It's so beautiful. When he auditioned for Charmed, he was told that it was going to be like a bad guy role. So he auditioned as if it was the bad guy. And he's like doing all these diabolical lines and trying to be like, ho, 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 twisting the mustache kind of thing. But then by the end, he's like, oh, I was actually a good guy who was misunderstood. So he says, I never looked at the character as a bad guy, although I know what we were ultimately banished from the Charmed world. And they talked about Joel Sweetow again and how, he didn't think the Avatars ended as, fun as, it kind of was very short. It was more quickly than he would have liked. And Ian kind of echoes that. He agrees that they gave up too easily. He would actually ask Joel Sweetow his Avatar questions about, what their motives were, because he's like, yeah, he had really philosophical thoughts on them, and he really helped my motivations and what my direction of my acting was going to be. So he really relied on Joel a lot, which is kind of cool, because in the interviews we saw how philosophical and how really analytical he was, which was really nice. So it's cool that they bonded over that. So let me ask you, how do you feel? Do you agree that you think the Avatars ended too quickly?
Yes, they were so powerful, and I think they, just like Joel Sweetow said, they posed a very interesting moral question, and they were very strong in their belief for their morals. So having the Charmed ones just kind of be like, no, that's wrong, and then be like, okay, bye. There could have been a big battle, and there could have been story, I think, on if the Avatars were defeated, what's gonna fill that void, how is that gonna affect the magic world if there's no Avatars.
Yeah, and I was initially kind of going with that too, and I do think it ended too quickly. However, I think asking the Avatars to put up more of a fight, I feel like it would have kind of betrayed about what the Avatars were, because they were very transparent about who they were and what they wanted, and they were resolved in feeling that the world was not ready for what they were offering. They're just like, oh, the world's not ready. So they, in their minds, they had hope that there will be a time when the world will be ready, and when this will become a reality, it's just not going to be now. And they weren't evil, they were truly neutral, and they really didn't want to take on the Charmed ones. So even though I would have liked more, I feel like the Avatars acted appropriately to what we were seeing from them, if that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. I have a fun little fact for you.
Okay.
So I'm surprised by this, but Kevin, our season 7 we covered on Hanging with the Hollowells, Gamma ended up not making my list, my fuck, marry, kill list. He ended up being killed, but he did make number 7 on your fuck list.
That's cool to bring back up, because I know I was swooning over him like crazy. And when we cover the comics, I'm like, oh, there's our sexy Gamma.
Yeah, that's
He
why I'm
always made an
surprised.
impression
I
on
remember
me.
thinking he was so cute. I don't know, I'd be interested to go back and find out why I ended up killing him. I remember he was on my list for a while.
Look at all these pictures. Oh my god, I love it.
Yes. So now we go to top 10 shocking moments in Charmed. Number 10, Cole returns. Why it's shocking, it was the 150th episode. Cole was already dead in the show, but also I think what shocked most people is Julian McMahon was a pretty big star by that point, being in Nip Tuck, being in Fantastic Four. So him coming back really was his love of Charmed showing through, which was really cool.
He came back with highlights.
Yeah. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah. That's been good to me.
Right?
Just
People
like
the same
Grams.
salon Grams goes to?
Yeah. It's just like that. Number 9, Andy Trudeau is killed. Why it was shocking is because he was a main character and he was Prue's love interest, so it was shocking that he would go suddenly. This one, I mean, as someone watching the show after it had already been on for 20 years, didn't surprise me, but it did the viewers. Chris is revealed to be Piper and Leo's son. Did that shock you when it happened?
Uh, I'm trying to remember the very first reaction. I remember I was very excited. I feel like I was suspicious.
Mm.
So I was like, someone knows. I think it was more. I think I had it thinking about it, but I was happy that it was revealed and that someone knows. So
Okay.
there was a little bit. I wouldn't say I was aghast, but there was a little bit of like, like just a gasp, not aghast, a gasp.
Well, I will say this: it was spoiled for me though too. But even watching it, I was like,
Yeah,
it's kind of obvious.
yeah, right. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, I was talking to a girl at work and I told her, "Oh, I'm on a Charm podcast. I'm watching through it for the first time. We're on season 4." And she's like, "Were you surprised when you found out Chris is their son from the future?" I was like, "What?"
people don't know. People have no idea what seasons are what. The majority of masses, you know.
Yeah. And also I remember I looked up something on IMDb and it showed right there Chris Hollowell and I was like, "Oh, well, okay." All right, but anyway, moving on. So, number 7, the angel of death comes for Leo. This was shocking because it threw everybody into wondering, like, what's going to happen to Leo? Is he coming back? Like, what's going on? Gideon murders future Chris. I actually was thinking about this and, like, it's weird. I feel like people don't talk about that because baby Chris was born at the same time, which, like, threw into question that timeline anyway. Like, would Chris exist anyway? So I think we don't think of it as death as much, but he did get killed, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paige turns out to be a charmed one. Of course, it was shocking because, I mean, we were all wondering what was going to happen after Prue, but also, like, as we've talked about, it was written into the story so well by accident. Like, they accidentally added that episode that Patty was sleeping with her white lighter.
Right.
Phoebe finds out Cole is Balthazar. Why it's shocking? It was more shocking, it says, because we already knew Cole Balthazar, but it was shocking because Phoebe stayed with him and hid from her sisters that he was not really dead. Billie turns against the Charmed Ones. Number 3. I'm not going to talk on that. Phoebe Vonquisha's Cole. Why it's shocking. It kind of put that love story to an end. I still don't like the way it went down just because it wasn't our Phoebe who got to do it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, number 1, Prue dies at the hands of Shax. I mean, obviously it was shocking because Shannon Doherty was like a main character on this show, and we never would have thought one of our sisters would be murdered the way she was.
Yeah. Next, we have my favorite moment. This is the second write-in. Kind of my favorite moment. I guess these kind of took place over the classic Charmed, where we would feature an episode. Now we have someone write in about their favorite episode, kind of. Because last time was Oh My Goddess. Now we're doing the Wendigo. And the reader letter says, "Dear Charmed Magazine, I love the Wendigo episode because Pepper was great in it. One minute she was normal Pepper, all calm and relaxed, and the next she was back chatting and making smart aleck comments to Prue and Phoebe. When I watched it for the first time with my mum, we were cracking up watching her change from nice to naughty. Ooh. Prue and Phoebe's expressions were hilarious. It was a great Charmed moment, and this was Megan Span 15. Yeah, so really fun. Why she loves the episode. They have some quotes here from the episode. They say featured guest star Christina Milian, who was this pop singer back in our 2000s.
You know what was really disturbing to me?
What?
The fact that Megan is supposed to be from the US, but she used the word mum, it calls into question, is this real? Is any of this real?
You know what? I bet you she wrote in, and the editors just wrote "mum" because that's what they know.
Yeah, I wondered that too.
But it's like you should write how she wrote it, because if she was from the U.S., she would not have written that.
Right.
So that's kind of frustrating to me.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what I do like? Let's talk about Day in the Life of Stephen Lebed. So Hey, there he is. Wait, I forgot. What did he actually do on the show? He was the special effects guy.
Yeah.
So he was working on Charmed and Ally McBeal simultaneously, and
A friend of his was.
Oh, his friend was. Oh yeah. His friend was, and he was basically doing double duty, and it was a lot for him. So he gave the job over to Steven. And
Yeah,
Steven
on
was kind
Charmed.
of like, yeah, okay, there you go. He worked on Charm since the first episode, doing some post production animation, but officially became effects supervisor on episode 8. He helped shape the orbing effects and molecular combustion. So he talked about how they would shine a light on Leo, but then they also like recorded lens flares and gave that over to
Yeah.
effects. He used it to like transpose onto Leo, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they like took a light and they just kind of moved it up his body to be like, okay, here's where it should be now. Here's where it should be now. You know, I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, true.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
He would highlight a script wherever he felt a visual effect was needed. He would make notes about what colors he was thinking of, or if there's was any art that would inspire him. He also kind of wrote in like if it made him think of another movie, which I took that as like he probably did that to research that movie to see how they did it so he can copy it, which is a really good idea.
Yeah.
First season had roughly 20 effects in a heavy episode, 50 to 60 by third season, and after season 4 it was over 100. So the effects got. He said there was an effect eventually after every like 20 seconds, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
And part of when he's talking about effects too is not just like the flashy stuff that we would think of, but also like removing shadows from the filming or like the small stuff too.
Anything. Easy things.
Mm-hmm. He talked about one of the hardest things to do was animal pragmatism was super tricky because of all the animals. So like we see all 70 animals on set, but in reality they had to do like I think it was around 17 different groupings of animals that like
12.
got along. 12.
12
Okay,
different
okay.
groupings. Yeah. Because, yeah, there would be some animals that would try to eat each other, so we couldn't put them together. Like,
Are the actresses.
like, oh my God. Yeah, right. Yeah, that too. Get that tiger out
Oh,
of here.
hey. This is how you feel on Solving Frex, because your next note is they shot about 12 different groupings of animals. So I read the whole magazine today, but I'm also going off of Kevin's notes just because they're already there. So why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been nice and decided to give you them now. Before I would just like take them all
know.
out and make you go. But now I'm like, I'm nice now.
You jerk. You're lucky I did read the magazine today because I'm like so into my book. I'm so into finding out what's going to
Yeah.
happen to Feyre and is she going to get
I'm very
with
grateful.
Reese? Yeah. He was pivotal in creating the dragon, and he made the Shocker Demon completely on her own. Oh,
Oh, yeah. So that was kind of his own imagination. His own artistry. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So now we have our next, the powers of 3. So far we talked about freezing, we talked about telekinesis, we talked about premonition, and now we are talking about Paige's orbing. They give you a little bit of history about who she is. Don't care. We can skip that part. I want to read the Here Comes the Science bit on this. They say, orbing is the movement of objects, including people, from one place to another without any time passing or any travel necessary. For example, imagine you woke up in London and wished you were in Sydney, but instead of catching a plane, you were instantly there. That's orbing. I mean... and then they say, this is interesting to me. In the real world, orbing is very much akin to teleportation, a method of transportation. They say, in the real world. I'm like, what? And this is a method that until recently has always been thought of in terms of science fiction. Recently, however, scientists have discovered a way to teleport photon and atoms. Surely it's only a matter of time before they make the leap to humans. How cool would that be? I was like, what?
What?
I would not want to be the person experimenting with that.
No.
But that is crazy to even think that it's possible. They talk about telekinetic orbing too. But yeah, it's a really cool power. So they kind of grouped it together because orbing and telekinetic orbing are technically different powers, the variations. That's are exclusive to Paige. Like where it says here, orbing is the movement of objects. Parentheses, including people. Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah.
You know, and like objects only applies to Paige and no one else. So it's not really it's not the power.
No. That's weird.
Yeah, so I was just annoyed by this one. But, you know, yay for featuring her. Oh, then this is fun. They're starting this new guess the caption. So they have this picture and a blank bubble. There it is. A little text bubble. And you can fit in your own what they're saying. And that's something that remember I told you Sarah used to do that with my pictures, my charm pictures. I'm like, tell me what they're saying. And she didn't even remember it. I was so offended that she didn't even remember that she would do that, because we spent like every week I would be like, hey, let's go over to this episode, and it was so much fun. So if you had to fill this in, what would you put in?
I farted.
I'm gonna say you're a bitch, you're a slut, you're a liar, you're a whore, and you're ugly. Nobody likes you. Ha ha ha. Oh my gosh, Phoebe's like fart face too.
We all farted.
Yeah. I love it so much. Paige is kind of like,
she's starting to cover her
really
nose.
Yeah,
She's
right.
like, ooh.
It's like, I don't want them to see. Yeah, that's fun. All right. So now we have Ask Brad.
Ugh.
The only thing that was really interesting I got from this one is that, well, I knew this, but Brad Kern thinks The Wedding from Hell is just awful, and he wishes he never did that episode.
Yay.
And then he was asked, you know, why didn't you ever film in San Francisco? And he's like, that would have been super expensive. We'd have to transport everybody there. We'd have to get not just the actors, but the trailers and stuff. It'd be really expensive to shoot there. So, no.
Yeah.
Stock footage. So.
Well, plus, like, San Francisco has a few things that were like, oh, that's San Francisco. But other than that, like, there's not a lot that it stands out above anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not... The stories they were telling didn't require them to be there. They used the stock footage when they can, and then when they had, like, the Alcatraz, or when they had, like, some of the buildings, you can just throw that in there. You can make anything look like it with a set. You know, it's so much easier, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have our charmed letters, show and spell. Not a lot. I do like the guy that has his collection. They show all his novels and his DVDs and the magazines he's been getting. He's like, I'm such a fan. I love that. Oh, and I love this girl. Who is it? Let's say. Oh, Laura Brooks from the UK. She drew a whole floor plan of the manor, at least the first floor of Hallow Manor. And it is very accurate. I'm very proud. It's great.
Nice.
And then I don't want to be a bitch, but there's this drawing. It's beautiful. Everyone's artwork is beautiful, but I just can't stop laughing at it.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Gorgeous. Thank you for that. And that's the magazine.
I found it. Who was it? Charisse. I found it kind of creepy where she's like, I'm obsessed with these 3-year-old boys. Tell me all about these 3-year-old boys. I was like,
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, I love Baby White. He's the cutest. It's like, what are they doing now?
Yeah. Are they single?
Yeah. So, yeah. Any put that in my canonical hat.
Canonical.
Okay, so I thought this was really funny. I forgot to bring it up in this section, but in my page section, there was one part where they spelled her name Paeg.
Yes.
P-A-I-E-G. There are a lot of spelling errors.
There was a lot of really weird errors in this, yeah. Like there's one was that They're talking about her telekinesis. They said that it was a dual, D-U-E-L, instead of a dual, D-U-A-L. So, in the family tree section, Piper's molecular combustion power was listed under Prue instead of Piper. So Prue had 3 powers and Piper only had her freezing, according to that family tree.
I noticed that, and I knew you'd bring that up because Piper's powers are more nuanced than that. She doesn't just have one.
Yeah. So I was like reading like, what? Prue didn't have that power. Like, I already brought up how Billie's rules stated that witches were always women when it's not true. So, I forgot where it was, but this magazine says Billie and Christy were the ultimate power. Which goes against when Brad Curran says it's just Billie. Oh, so I don't know. It makes me happy because that's my belief. Some may consider it not canon, but I'm going to consider it is canon. So,
yeah, we're not alone. I was excited by that too.
They misidentified Billie Jane, who played Billy. What's his name? Billy Waters, the guy whose wife was killed by the Wendigo in the Wendigo. They misidentify him by calling him a her.
Oh no.
Yeah, they say Billie Jane's best known roles have seen her playing the part of young Dar in the 1980 movie called The Beastmaster and playing Mikey Randall in TV comedy Parker Lewis Can't Lose. So like, I was like, oh, that doesn't not compute properly.
No.
And there's a few things in Stephen Lebed's interview. He incorrectly stated animal pragmatism was in season 1 when it was season 2. And he also said that the water demon was from 3rd season when it was season 2. So I feel like for them it just kind of blurs together. They don't remember what season it was what because they just remember the years they did them. So it's easy to when it's just your memories, And here, I talked about how it states that Orbing is the ability to move objects, including people, when Orbing is primarily, solely for most, moving bodies, like not objects. So that bothered me. And they also classified all teleportation as Orbing, like going so far as saying that the Orbing exists in The Fly and Harry Potter. Like, they have Orbing in there. If you think about going somewhere, that's Orbing. I'm like, no, that's just a teleportation. Orbing is not an umbrella term for all teleportation.
Nope. Or else Charmed wouldn't have different classifications for the way people do it.
Yeah, Orbing is merely one of many teleportations, and it just has special attributes. It has certain features that not all teleportation has. So they should have made it more of a point of addressing that instead of being like, every time you move from place to place, it's Orbing. Our P is for poll for our next episode.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for poll. Who is your favorite avatar? Alpha, Beta, or Gamma?
So this one's hard. I was thinking about it because, right off the bat, Beta's boring. Sorry, I know you're a woman. No woman hate, but they don't do much with her. So Alpha or Gamma. Gamma's super sexy, but Alpha actually has like story. So I'm gonna go with Alpha. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that comes from the actor. I feel like they're both very, amazing. They're really, striking to watch. So I get that a lot. Gamma was a more of a side player, but I do think he was fun to look at, and I think he had a seriousness. I think he was taking the lead. I'm gonna say Gamma. I just love him. I can't.
Okay.
I mean, Alpha's the one. He's been there since the beginning of the Avatars. So I guess he is more interesting, but I feel like Gamma's still my favorite. Gamma could have had more to do. They could have. I think and in the comics he was like, yelling. Remember, he was yelling at the sisters like, "Oh, you can't do that." So he got very angry in the comics. But yeah, cool. So before we sign off, tell us about what's happening next issue, Sean.
Coming soon in the next official Charmed issue, the Fashion Magazine. Get the look. From pay eggs, quirky style to Favois' vast catalog of hairstyles. We take a look at the charmed one's different styles and give you tips on getting the charmed look. Charmed fiction. We talk to charmed fiction publishers Simon and Schuster about the inspiration behind the latest releases. That's fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Question time. We check out all the legends and myths and answer your burning questions from all 8 years of the show. And quiz. What's your charm style? Answer a quiz and find out which charmed one you dress like. Plus, much, much more, including an interview with the stylist who dressed the charmed ones. Top 20 charmed outfits. My favorite charmed moment. All the latest news from Charmed Universe and fab posters.
That sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
So, that'd be issue 20. I didn't say how old that girl, whoever drew that was. I'm just like, because I imagine it's probably a young person, and I can be forgiving of that. But oh, it's rough. All right. I want a comic book with all with those ones. So Sean, tell us where we can find you.
Well, how appropriate that you're asking me this at 6:16, Kevin, because you can find me on Solving for X and X-Men Task podcast with Kevin and Ryan. We are covering the X-Men visual media, and we are on January 2nd going to get into Agatha All Along, which isn't really X-Men, but we can make an argument that it belongs. So there. And on Shawnee Havoc.
Yes. So thank you, Blessed Cabot. And you can find me at KGZ87 on Instagram, or this podcast, Words of the Witches, all the places. Thank you for listening once again, and hope to see you soon for the fashion issue. Your destiny still awaits, spell worders. Bye. Where's the button? Oh, there it is.
Oh, you found it. It tickled.
Ooh.